Let's be honest for a second. The traditional HR playbook, it's toast. It's completely broken. The strategies that worked, even just a few years ago, are actually holding companies back in a world that has been totally turned upside down. So today, we're going to build the new playbook, the one designed for what's coming, for 2026. So let me ask you this, and really think about it. Does your company's playbook feel like it was written for a different era? A little dusty, maybe? If you have even a shadow of a doubt about whether your strategies for people and work are built for the future, well, then you know there's a problem. And that's what we're here to figure out. What we need isn't just a few tweaks or updates. We need a completely new mental model. That's what we're digging into, the 4-system leadership framework. And think of it less like a new app you install and more like a whole new operating system for your entire organization. So here's our roadmap. We're going to break down 4 systems that are all connected. It's like dominoes. It starts with the external environment, which puts all this pressure on the business. That pressure then forces huge changes in how we manage our people, which in the end completely redefines the role of the HR professional. Each one flows right into the next. First up, System 1, the environment. Because here's the thing, no company is an island. It's so easy to get stuck inside our own corporate bubble, but to really understand the challenges we're facing inside, we have to start by looking at the massive forces shaping the world outside. And we're not talking about little ripples here. We're talking about huge tidal waves. We're talking about deep shifts in global power, crazy volatile political landscapes, and just this constant economic stress. This stuff isn't just background noise you see on the news. It directly smacks into your supply chains, your market stability, and your ability to find good people. So in this new world, a really critical strategy is emerging, and it's this idea of going global. The old model of a one-size-fits-all global strategy? Yeah, that's dead. To win now, you have to think globally, sure, but you have to act with laser-focused local precision to get through all the complicated regional politics and economies. Okay, so all that chaos on the outside, how does it actually translate to what's happening on the inside? That brings us right to System 2, the business. How does the organization itself have to change, not just to survive, but to actually come out on top? Well, the number one pressure cooker for every CEO right now is rising costs. Inflation didn't just give us a temporary bump in expenses, it basically reset the entire financial game board to a permanently higher level. And that forces a complete top-to-bottom rethink of how the business operates. Those old, rigid, top-down business structures, they're just too slow and way too expensive for what's happening now. The only real way forward is to become lean, agile, and absolutely relentless about optimizing costs. And that kind of shift is totally impossible without putting technology at the core of everything. And this leads us to a massive realization. Technology and AI are not support functions anymore. They've moved out of the back office and into the driver's seat. Right now, they are the main accelerators for efficiency, for innovation, and for growth, period. Which, of course, brings us to the most complicated and, honestly, the most critical system of all, the people. At the end of the day, people are the ones who make the strategy happen and who use the technology. But the entire social contract around what work even means has been completely rewritten. I mean, the very idea of a job is just fragmenting before our eyes. The full-time employee is now just one piece of this giant talent puzzle that's full of part-timers, contractors, and freelancers. Trying to lead a blended workforce like that, it takes a totally new set of skills. This quote just hits the nail on the head. The war for talent is over. Talent won. Think about that. The power dynamic has completely flipped. Employees have way more leverage, and their expectations have changed, which has kicked off nothing less than a complete reset of loyalty between a person and their company. And if you want to see this power shift in real time, just look at the whole return to office debate. It's a perfect clash of priorities. You've got the employer's mandate for people to be in a physical place slammed up against the employee's deep-rooted expectation of flexibility. Navigating that conflict is one of the biggest tests of leadership today. In a world where AI is reshaping jobs almost daily, the only real strategy is to just keep learning. Upskilling isn't some nice little perk anymore. It's a core survival skill for individuals and for the organizations they work for. So, all of this, it leads us to the final system, the one that's sitting right at the center of this whole transformation, the HR professional. When you think about all the external pressures, the new business demands, and this total talent revolution, you have to ask, how is the HR function itself supposed to reinvent itself? And that forces a pretty provocative question, right? With AI automating all the administrative tasks and leaders demanding more strategic value, are we literally watching the death of HR as we've always known it? Is the traditional HR department just on its way out? Or is this its greatest moment of reinvention? Is this the golden opportunity to finally shed that old administrative burden and step up into a much more powerful, much more strategic role? The answer really lies in a completely new toolkit. The HR professional of 2026 needs to have core digital literacy. They need to be an expert in using specialized AI agents to do everything from recruiting to employee support. And they have to master automation. This isn't just about learning new skills, it's about building a whole new foundation. So how do we tie all four of these systems together, the environment, the business, the people, and the HR pro? Well, it takes one last powerful shift in our thinking. We have to stop seeing HR as a department and start seeing it as the company's new operating system. What does that actually mean? Well, think about an operating system on your computer. It's the foundational software that lets all the other programs run. In the exact same way, a modern HR function has to be the thing that integrates all the inputs from the outside world, the goals of the business, and the needs of the people, allowing the whole organization to just run effectively. And this idea right here captures the entire shift. The future isn't about managing policies and pushing paper. It belongs to the strategic leaders who can actually architect the systems that allow great work to get done in this totally new era. So, I'll just leave you with this. The world is upgrading your organization, whether you're ready for it or not. So the only question that really matters now is this. Is your operating system, your whole approach to people and work, is it ready for the demands of 2026?